Welcome back to the Temple of the Luminary Lion YouTube channel. So part of my spiritual practice involves ritual. I find this to be so transformative. However, I've also found that I've been really lax about it recently. So I thought, what a great time, the first new moon of the new year, to create a moon altar where I can do my moon rituals at every cycle. So I found this really cool side table for $15 at a local thrift store. And if you want to see me turn this into a beautiful moon altar, stick around. Hey everybody, my name is Julius from www.templeoftheluminarylion.com, and part of my spiritual practice, which I mentioned in a previous video, it's actually the introduction to this YouTube channel, is honoring the cycles of the moon. They are very powerful and opportunities for growth, opportunities for reflection, for setting intentions, for renewal, and I thought, perfect opportunity. It's the first new moon of the new year that I could create a moon altar so that I can set the intention today of honoring the cycles in a more ritualized way. So I found this really awesome side table at a local thrift store for $15, and it was a little old and dirty, but I brought it home and got to work transforming it into a beautiful moon altar. So I started by taking off all of the hardware. I knew that I was going to be replacing this, so I just threw it all away. So once I had all of the hardware removed, I went ahead and I cleaned the entire surface of this altar. And I actually used a cleansing spray, which I created a video on previously, so I'll link that down in the description. The only thing I did differently was I took a little bit of orange oil, maybe 2 or 3 drops, and about a tablespoon of dish detergent, and added that to my cleansing spray. This just ensures that I'm getting a really good deep clean as I'm scrubbing. So I actually even took a scrub brush and I got into every little nook and cranny that I could because it was really disgusting. And I wanted to make sure that I was getting every inch of this as clean as possible. And as I'm cleaning, I'm also making sure I'm putting my intentions into this. Anytime that I'm creating some kind of tool or space for my spiritual practice, I always make sure that I'm doing it while setting intentions for that space or that tool or whatever it is. So as I'm cleaning this, I'm setting an intention for this as a moon altar. I'm thinking about how I'm going to utilize it. I'm thinking about the phases of the moon, things like that. Once I was satisfied that everything was clean and cleansed with my cleansing spray, I put some intention into it. The next thing I did was I decided to take some old contact paper that I had and line the shelf and also the inside of the cabinet. I just wanted to give that fresh, clean look to it. So to add this, I just measured the inside of the drawer and the inside of the cabinet space and cut my contact paper to size. I did not do a perfect job, and I'm completely okay with that. It turned out great just as it is. If you want it to be really specific, like take your time and make sure that you're measuring everything perfectly. I did not do that, and that's fine with me. Once I get the contact paper in, I decided that I wanted to paint a couple areas. So I started by sanding all of the area that I wanted to paint, and I just did a light sanding just to remove some of the varnish that was already on it so that my paint would stick. And after I sanded it, I just took a damp cloth, I sprayed some of my cleansing spray, and just wiped off the dust. So once I was happy with the sanding and the cleaning, it was time to paint. So initially I was only going to paint 3 different areas, which was inside the door, and then the front of the drawer, and the top of the table. But then I eventually ended up also doing the bottom of the entire altar and the back as well. So this paint took about 5 coats before it was where I wanted it, but it came out absolutely perfectly. I did use a little bit of tape to make sure that it had really nice crisp lines for the top, but everything else was basically just free-handed with a foam brush. Once all the paint has dried, and I did several coats, like I said, 4 or 5 coats, I then replaced the hardware with some hardware that I had already had. I replaced some hardware in my kitchen and had some leftover handles, so I used those here on my altar, and then it's finished, and it came out so beautiful. So I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I actually set it up how I would utilize it for a moon ritual, and this will probably change over time, like my altars always do, but I'm completely fine with that. I love having this drop-down door as a second surface area. It's perfect for doing tarot card pulls, because with most of my rituals, I include some kind of tarot card pull because I'm very connected to the tarot. It's actually where my spiritual journey started, so I always make sure that I'm able to connect with it within my rituals. So I hope that you got some kind of inspiration out of this video on how you can create your own moon altar using an old side table or really any kind of table. I love the use of this chalkboard paint because I like the idea of being able to, write my intentions down on the altar itself, or I can create a sigil that I can place things like my moon water or a crystal grid on top of. I feel like the options are limitless with this. I do plan on putting some wheels on the bottom so that I can easily move it place to place. I think it'd be cool to be able to move it in front of a window and have, like the moon shining in through the window onto my moon water or whatever it might be, where I don't have to put my moon water outside. So if you found this video helpful and inspiring, go ahead and like and subscribe. I would love to stay connected with you guys. And also check out my website, www.templeoftheluminarylion.com, and check out the temple community. You can post in the forums, and I would love to see your altars. What I love about spiritual connection is how different it is for everybody and how personalized it is, and how everybody's altars may look different. And of course, until next time, I hope that the light of the Luminary Lion guides you on your path and protects you along your journey. Take care, everybody.